As you just saw, the Canadians welcoming Jake Withers to the Faceoff X. He'll line up opposite of Jeremy Thompson in a highly anticipated matchup. A beautiful 63-degree day at Torero Stadium. Off and running in this nightcap. Earlier today, the United States throttled up on England and secured the #1 spot in the Pool A bracket. Haudenosaunee in the purple, Canada in the white. And in possession, Kyle Jackson waiting for subs to come off of the side.
Dane Smith was first.
Teddy, he's thought to be the fastest man on Team Canada. What is it about his sweeping ability that makes him tough to cover?
It's like when you get a basketball player backing you down and you're waiting for him to take that jab step. And he is so quick going left to right that defenders really have a hard time gauging where he's going to go.
Withers gets control of the next face-off. Canada gets a chance to put goals back-to-back. First time on the big outdoor stage for Dane Smith. He had assists in the first 2 outings. He collects his, all of them arriving through qualification spots. Pool A, 5 teams, including Canada and Haudenosaunee. Earlier today, the United States, with a win over England, has secured the top rung, the #1 seed in the playoffs to come. These 2 teams battling to earn the second stripe, and as Teddy mentions, the bye on the first day of the playoffs.
So far, Jake Withers hasn't had much success against Jeremy Thompson at the faceoff dot. That time gets called on the hole. This is his first game being back from firefighter school back home in Canada, so he's going to have to get to customize the world rules again as well.
Jeremy has so good.
I think that's just guys growing up playing the box game up in Canada. They understand positional awareness. They understand how to get guy on his back foot, where the defenders are. And if you can get a defender taking that step back and create an angle, you're going to have so much success coming hard off picks.
And the picks are all sturdy, very quiet. There's no motion in there, no illegal pick action.
Yeah, the officials will be very tight on that, especially in the world stage. They are very aware of when guys are moving on picks, so you have to be standing, especially for these guys who are used to playing Canadian rules. You got to plant your feet.
Showing more and more signs of maturity these days, has a 2-1 lead.
Yeah, they've been very steady and very composed here in the opening 15 minutes, taking their opportunities when they're there and winning possessions, especially those loose balls. You got to limit the Canadian multiple sets, and when they get opportunities in the offensive end, they got to score.
Scramble here for the loose ball off the draw, and it comes up for Graham Haase. Canada and Haudenosaunee each with 1-1 marks in their Pool A play.
Man, running away from Zed Williams just has to be what Jeff Teets like.
Another gorgeous day, day 5 of this World Lacrosse Men's Championship action presented by Rady Children's Hospital. Temperatures in the low 60s throughout. It'll get chilly when the lights take full effect. Jeremy Thompson wins the draw. He's going to the cooker here. A feed for Randy Stotts, who backpedals away from Cam Wires. Wires, who would have covered Rob Pennell in the second half of the opener against Team USA. United States prevailing in that one. Stars and Stripes, a clean slate through their Pool A play. They blasted England earlier today to make sure they will have the #1 seed going into the playoffs, which start in the week ahead.
Can't allow second opportunities in a game like this that is going to be so tightly contested, and especially when Dylan Ward and Warren Hill are making these acrobatic saves, have to clear the crease, have to pick up the garbage in front.
3 straight multi-goal games for Lyle Thompson. Procedure off the draw. Canada expected to throw both Jake Withers and Justin Inacio after Jeremy Thompson. At the face-off X throughout this one. Canada's in the white, trailing by 1, just past the 5-minute mark in the second quarter. Dane Smith will keep it hot for Clark Peterson. Canada wears 51 in the white. He showed that to Australia on Saturday with a goal and 4 assists. That tally makes it 3-all.
Yeah, and it's that slide from Zed Williams. The Haudenosaunee didn't have that second slide, so basically vacating a zone to free up space. If Haudenosaunee are going to slide quick, they got to make sure they have secondary help rotating through.
It's one thing that Lars Tiffany was talking about with respect to the defense for his squad. Defensive coordinator Vince Longboat and Lars looking over the D, and they were trying to be more buttoned up with regard to that second slide.
It's not easy when these guys are playing at such a high level and the communication is there, but you're still trying to get used to everybody's moves. And with Stead being so new in the defensive end, it might take these
on the sideline applying some tape to that knee brace, which took the worse for wear as he landed on the turf here at Torero Stadium. Points in all 3 games for Ryan. He had a tally in the event opening loss to the United States. Canada gets the ball with Withers at the face-off exit. Team Canada will ask for time.
Ryan Lee hurt his knee a couple years ago during the National Lacrosse League playoffs and had to sit on the sideline and watch as the Colorado Mammoth went on to win the national championship. And this past year, he got back to being healthy and again got them back to the national championship. He is finally healthy and one of the most lethal one-on-one shooters in the game.
You make a great point there with regard to the indoor game and these two squads and the amount of players who play indoors professionally. These two, Haudenosaunee and Canada, know each other so well. The late Chris Sanderson, who passed away in 2012, a lengthy battle with brain cancer.
Was an incredible human being, always had time for kids, especially one like myself back in '92. It was when I first met him at the U19 World Championships, and I used to stand on the sidelines and warm him up before games. Just always a smile on his face, and was such a legacy part of Team Canada.
I'm glad to hear he had that kind of effect upon you.
Well, just look at the number of Canadians that want to play gold. It's all because of watching Chris Sanderson.
Thompson gets his first look at the Haudenosaunee 6-on-6 at this end of the field. A 4 damage in this event. Gets himself on the board. Early stages of the third. And now to the face-off X. Jeremy Thompson on this draw against Jake Withers. They battle for it. Reese looking to come up off of the turf. The officials awarding the ball to Team Canada, and Withers wastes no time.
Now, Withers wanted a quick whistle from the officials, and so did Matt Brown. But especially in World Lacrosse, they're always going to give the defense a chance just to regain their setting, make sure the field is set.
Goal scoring leaders, bags his first after the 3-goal performance against Australia yesterday. 5-4 Canada.
As we expect, these teams just continue to trade goals. Who's going to get that all-important first 2-goal lead? We saw the Americans get it in both games against Canada and Haudenosaunee.
Withers winning the draw for Canada. Withers and Ignacio seeing time at the face-off X tonight. As Teddy mentioned in the opening quarter, Jake concluding recent firefighter training. I applaud him, the son of a...
Is the Williams family. If you don't know the story of Tucker Williams, I highly, highly suggest you go and read about his battle and all the things that he and their family had to go through. And you know he's watching down on his brother playing here. And what a goal from Dyson. What a moment for the Williams family.
60-goal scorer Dyson Williams at Duke. Son of Sean and Tamara. Dad's 3 times with Team Canada. Canadians open up the 2-goal advantage. Their largest lead of the day as this rolls out of bounds off the face-off. Nearly halfway home in the third quarter. Both of these teams with 1-1 records. The United States with a victory today, a convinced spot in Pool A.
Yeah, a team going 2-1 here will lock themselves into that number 2 spot. Both these teams still have 1 game remaining, but it should be a win on paper. We all know how that works out when we put the cart in front of the horse.
Withers, nice job to win the draw against the Haudenosaunee team, Teddy, that has a number of family affairs throughout the roster with regards to the Stotts and the Thompson.
Yeah, just an unbelievable lineage between those 2 family trees, and obviously no Miles here for the Haudenosaunee, but you have Jeremy, you have Heine, you have Lyle, and then of course Austin and Randy in close.
Super high skill level, his second on the evening, 4 goals in succession for Canada, opening this up to an 8-4 lead. Important draw now for Jeremy Thompson. Can he get possession for Haudenosaunee? Head coach Lars Tiffany very impressed with his intensity and his integrity. Says that he would follow Jeremy into any battle, but when you have to battle Brody Merrill off the ground, that's a tough challenge. Canada will give it up and give it back to Haudenosaunee with just over 4 minutes remaining in the third quarter.
For people as intense and ferocious as Audie Stotts.
3 consecutive multi-goal games for Stotts in this event. 2 times a national champion in his junior college days at Onondaga Community College. He puts an end to Canada's 4-goal run. It's an 8-5 game with a little bit more than 2 minutes to work in the third.
We talked about Canada not having Owen Grant the whole game. We got a heck of a final 15 coming, Joe.
In World Championship play, that ball would have had to have been across the goal line before 0-0-0 for it to have counted.
Not as close as Netanya, but pretty close.
Rogers, who was defending there, 2-time the NLL Indoor Pro League Transition Player of the Year, bested by Randy Stotts. Off this draw, Ignacio didn't come up with it. It squirts free, and Haudenosaunee gets another whack offensively. Big Zed Williams crosses the midline. Kyle Jackson, extremely impressive throughout the tryout period, the camp period for head coach Lars Tiffany and Haudenosaunee. In the World Championships, bags his second of the night. And just like an evening ago, the Haudenosaunee putting a scare into the top 2 teams in the world. Bested by the United States an evening ago by 2, trailing Canada by 1, and Thompson comes up, Jeremy Thompson that is, with a face-off win.
No matter who the Haudenosaunee Nationals are playing, they often are the favorites in the fans' mind, and you can hear this boisterous crowd at Torero really getting behind them here.
Sun has set.